Vote here. I'll ask the secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Rocky Adams, Senator Chambers Armstrong, Senator Douglas,
Present.
Senator Elkins, Senator Howe,
Here.
Senator Rawlings, Senator Smith, Senator Storm,
Here.
Senator Yates, Senator Girdler,
Here.
Chair Carpenter.
Here. We have a quorum and ready to do business, so we'll just get right into it. I'm going to jump the schedule here around a little bit. Representative Meredith, looks like he's got his bosses with him today, so I don't want to hold them up from their lunch. So, ladies, if y'all come to the table and make sure Pops gets everything in order and does a good job, and make sure he buys you a good lunch today. Don't let him go cheap on us. Representative Meredith, introduce yourself for the record, and it's good to see you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I do have the bosses today. I was going to say able assistants, but you probably got that a little closer than I would have. This is Darby Meredith and Emery Meredith, my two little girls. And what we have before you is House Bill 390. House Bill 390 is a bill for the last probably 10 to 20, maybe even longer years. We have talked about in this body and in Frankfort the transition from the AVIS system to the KVIS system at the Department of Transportation. Most of that system has been migrated over at this point, not saying there haven't been some glitches and some bugs to work out through that process. But the one thing that has been left over in the old system is the insurance verification system. And because it's still in that old system, one of the issues that we run into is there's about a 30 to 45 day turnaround on reporting into that system. So you can go to the county clerk's office, you can get your registration by taking in an insurance card saying that you have good insurance.
Motion on the bill.
That's awful quick, girls. Did y'all have anything to add?
Mr. Chairman, I just
you have to bring them with you every time.
Exactly.
Chairman Meredith.
I
Yes,
just
sir.
figured these
Senator
young
Douglas.
ladies were hungry.
I guarantee it. Yeah, you knew, so that's good.
I raised 3. I get it.
We good? Yes, sir. We have a motion on the bill by Senator Douglas, and who is the second? Senator Girdler. You got any other comments? He's smart.
When you've
man.
got a motion in a second, you take it. Mr.
Yeah, that's
Chairman.
exactly right. Ask Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Rocky Adams, Senator Chambers Armstrong, Senator Douglas,
Aye.
Senator Elkins, Senator Girdler,
Let me explain my yes vote.
Please do.
I'm voting yes because of the two pretty little girls, and they found out there was another Michael Meredith here, and they couldn't believe it. And also, I'm voting yes because I've got 2 bills to be heard over in the House,
Oh, okay.
and I want to make sure that my chairman knows that. So thank you.
You may need to bring some of your granddaughters. up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Mr. Chairman, you are on the agenda for tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Senator Howe, Senator Rawlings, Senator Smith, Senator Storm,
Aye.
Senator Yates, Chair Carpenter.
Aye. The bill does pass with favorable expression. We cut it short there, but honestly, this is a good piece of legislation because all of us realize the importance of real-time insurance verification. So when we go to the clerk's office, we can pull it up on our phone. We don't have to have them sending it to the office. If a police officer pulls us, there's going to be a lot of things that I think are going to be positive aspects of this.
Hopefully this will help with the uninsured motorist population in Kentucky. That is something that all of the ratepayers are actually bearing the brunt of through uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage, and hopefully this will help take care of that.
Absolutely. Thanks, sir. We look forward to it.
Thank you.
Ladies, make sure he buys you something to eat now. Don't let him go cheap on you.
And go to the free place.
There's none of those around here. Our next bill is going to be House Bill. My eyes are going bad on me. 233. Representative Williams. Yep, I see Representative Williams. Representative Williams, good to see you. If you don't care to come to the table, introduce yourself for the record, and your special guest you look like you have with you as well, Senator Girdler. Be calm. Stay calm. Introduce your all names for the record, and we're ready to get started.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Wade Williams. I'm the representative for the 4th Legislative District.
Dustin Miller, retained legislative agent for State Farm today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I know there's a lot of bills that are waiting to be heard, and I appreciate you taking the time to pick this one out. And I think it's a good piece of legislation for all of us. So Many of you know we've had a lot of severe weather incidents, especially seems like in the last 4 years, tornadoes, wind, flooding that we're still reeling off of. Just in the last few weeks, we're still recovering from that. And during times like this now, Kentuckians are in some of their most vulnerable moments. And it's too often that our constituents are preyed upon by people wanting to take advantage of us in this situation. So House Bill 233 is a consumer protection bill that protects Kentuckians during these difficult times. It does 4 simple things. One, it expands existing statutes to all contractors and tree removal companies. I apologize for my voice. I was overinvested in the UK game, I think. Who may provide repairs for property and casualty insurance claim. It also allows for a 5-day cancellation period between a contract and the insured and the contractor following notice from the insurance company that not all the services would be covered. It prohibits a mechanic's lien from being placed on the consumer following a financial dispute, but it does still allow for mechanic lien to be filed on services outside the scope of the insurance claim. The enforcement authority remains under the purview of the Attorney General's office, but we added a $5,000 civil penalty for each violation. And I'll be glad to entertain any questions you may have.
Do I have any questions? Any comments? Have a motion on the bill. Do I have a second? Have a second by Senator Howell. Senator Girdler does have a question.
One little question.
Yes, sir.
UK former ball player Miller. Is this similar to the one I filed?
You're talking about from this session, Senator, Senate Bill
Yes.
24?
Yes.
So that bill deals with insurance fraud and expanding the definition. This bill is in the consumer protection statutes, and this is something that you all passed in the body several years ago just for roofers, and this just expands it to a broader
roofers.
group of contractors. So it's a little bit different.
Thank you.
Thank you. Without any other questions, I'll ask Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Rocky Adams, Senator Chambers Armstrong, Senator Douglas,
Aye.
Senator Elkins, Senator Girdler, Senator Howell.
Explain my aye vote, Mr. Chairman.
Please.
Representative Williams, thank you for bringing this. We all know all too well how much the vultures circle when something bad happens and people are at their worst. They've lost their houses, they've lost a lot, and they're under a lot of stress. And the disinformation and the misinformation go to our people that are at their weakest is just despicable and utterly morally reprehensible, and I really appreciate you bringing that.
Senator Rawlings, Senator Smith, Senator Storm, Senator Yates, Chair Carpenter.
Aye. The bill does pass with favorable expressions. Good job, gentlemen. We appreciate it, and we look forward to moving it to the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee.
Thank you all. Our next bill is House Bill 423, Representative Mosier. I see you have some guests with you. If you'll come to the table, introduce yourself for the record and your guest. Look forward to your testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee, for giving us a few minutes to talk about House Bill 423. My guest, I am Kim Mosier, State Representative of the 64th District, and I'll allow my guest, albeit not as cute as the first two guests, to introduce himself.
I second that motion. I'm Corey Meadows, Deputy Executive Vice President and Director of Advocacy for the Kentucky Medical Association.
He does look like he's ready for lunch too, though. So.
I'm hungry.
All right. We appreciate you all being here and look forward to it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. So before we get started, we do have a committee substitute, which simply adds language to allow commercial and insurers and DMS to include more specific information about the denial of prior authorization.
Yeah, and all the members got that yesterday. So have a motion on the sub. Second, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The sub is adopted. We appreciate you doing that as well.
Thank you, of course. So prior authorization, I'm sure everyone by now is pretty familiar with what this is, but it's a burdensome process which requires healthcare providers to ask permission to basically treat a patient. It's costly, it's time intensive, and it's a layer of bureaucracy from which we seek in this bill to provide relief for patients and healthcare providers. This requires that insurers will establish a framework for it's sometimes called a gold carding program or a prior authorization. Excuse me, I have a cold. Exemption program. And this would only be for eligible or qualifying providers. It cuts red tape, it eliminates the waiting period for patients to receive care, and it's the product of 4 years of work. It is agreed upon language with insurers
Motion on
and
the bill.
the stakeholders.
Have a motion on the bill and a second. Corey, smart man. We appreciate you work on this. You know, I've had lots of people in the office that we've worked on this for 4 years, and like many issues,
Right.
it takes a while to get to some accommodations. And I said most of the time, if both parties are a little frustrated, it's most of the time probably a pretty good bill. So
That's right.
we appreciate your work on it. I'll ask the Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Rocky Adams, Senator Chambers Armstrong, Senator Douglas,
Aye.
Senator Elkins, Senator Girdler, Senator Howe, Senator Rawlings, Senator Smith, Senator Storm,
Aye.
Senator Yates, Chair Carpenter.
Aye. We're doing a pretty good average today. Just good bills coming through the banking and insurance over
That's
here in the
right.
Senate chambers.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Appreciate your work. House Bill 423 with a committee sub is approved. We look forward to moving this to the floor.
Wonderful.
We got some bills coming your way as well, see, so
Yep.
we'll be talking to you soon.
I'm happy to look at them.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you all very
so
much.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Senator Yates, I think you missed a couple of votes. Would you like to do those now?
If I could, Mr. Chair, I'd just like to be
As long as you're not going to mess up our 100% average right now.
It will not change.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to be recorded as a yes under House Bill 233. Make it official.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
I think it was. I actually think it was House Bill 390 is the one that you missed. Was it Meredith's bill? 390.
It was. I apologize. Read it. Yeah, 390.
390 as an I, correct?
It is.
Thank you, Senator Yates.
See, karma comes back every time.
Is there any other business needs to come before the committee?